business in general is a creative business, so I'm constantly looking for other people that inspire me. I'm watching movies, listening to music, seeing what my brain creates, looking at things, taking them apart and upside down, and how can I do something different with this? What haven't I seen happen with this? Or just looking at an idea and expanding on it. I find that sometimes my twist on someone else's idea can be just crazy, and I like to infuse creativity into every day, because if you don't have creativity, what do you really have?
In the workplace, I try to stay creative by bouncing my ideas off the colleagues and friends that I have around me in the work environment, but mainly I try to, if I'm stuck in a creative spot, I like to put it down. That's the best thing, and put it on the back burner, because when you put thoughts on the back burner, that's when they come to you and you come up with the most creative things that you couldn't imagine. Or I know it sounds creepy, but in the shower is probably where I come up with the most creative ideas possible. But definitely just bouncing your ideas off of the people around you and going outside your company and expanding and asking people on the street and just looking for inspiration in nature is kind of my most important thing to look for inspiration from, to be creative.
What I do to stay creative is sometimes they call it thinking outside the box for a reason. Like, you have to do something that you're not used to. Your mind is used to just going through routine every day. So maybe seeing the world from a different perspective, like doing a handstand, seeing the world upside down, that changes your whole perspective of like what your body's used to, what your mind's used to. Just putting yourself in different situations that you wouldn't be in. And that's truly what inspires my creativity, I think. So
creativity is being who you are. And it's not a thing that you can really throw out there. It's just be who you are, and once that happens, everything comes naturally, and that's what I find it is.
I do look at a lot of other works by either other artists, or other colorists. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I do. Mostly though, it's hanging around other creatives and feeding off of ideas, doing the whole back and forth thing, almost like improv. It's kind of like on-the-fly brainstorming all the time. It's awesome. I love it.
What do I do to stay creative in business? Is pretty much what I do to stay creative in life. And that is to engage my overactive and, dare I say, hyperactive imagination. For example, I have two masks right now. We have Boba Fett and we have Boba Fett. So what I would do to engage my creative side, engage my imagination, would be to have an imaginary conversation with these guys. They're talking and they're going off and they're playing and running around, and there's all sorts of stuff like that. Being creative, I think, is mandatory, and I think it's something that some professionals actually lack, is a creativity, that embracing that youthful enthusiasm that is not only creativity but also learning. Everything is a learning process. We're always learning. And I think when we stop thinking that we need to stop learning is when we're really stifling ourselves, not only creatively, but also personally and professionally. There's just so many different things you can do to stay creative. You just need to kind of tap into that inner child, embrace that inner creativity, and then I believe anything's possible. And if you're an entrepreneur, or you're working for a corporation or a nonprofit or public service, if you embrace that creativity, you can find ways of achieving your goals and objectives that you normally wouldn't think is possible. And Boba Fett number 1 agrees, and so does Boba Fett number 2.